Glidevale Sunscoop Tubular Rooflights. Tubular rooflight systems are used to bring natural daylight into internal rooms and spaces that have no or insufficient windows. Sunscoop tubular rooflights consist of a roof-mounted clear polycarbonate dome or skylight connected to a tube with an internal mirrored finish, providing optimum specular reflectance. Natural daylight enters the dome or skylight and is reflected down the tube and into the room through a ceiling-mounted diffuser. The maximum benefit from the Sunscoop will be gained by sitting the dome on a south-facing roof, as close to the ridge as possible. Try to avoid locations which are sheltered by trees and chimneys, etc. The efficiency of the Sunscoop will also be aided by keeping the pipe run to the diffuser short and reducing the angle of the elbows. Position a screw in the loft space to mark the center of the tube as a guide for the installation. Placing the flashing unit over the exposed guide screw will enable the required area to be marked and the roof material removed. Reposition the flashing unit prior to retiling. Take the starter tube section and, after carefully wiping the top part of the tube, wrap the brush pile seal around the top of the collar, ensuring the ends butt tightly together. The tube can then be lowered into the flashing unit. Once the tube is correctly seated, apply a bead of mastic around the joint and allow to dry. Place the dome over the tube and push down over the brush seal. Using the pre-drilled holes in the dome edge, secure the dome. For easier fixing, we suggest you orientate the holes at 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Be careful not to over-tighten the screws. The roof material can then be replaced and the installation continued in the loft space. Reach up into the starter tube and gently peel back the protective film from the inside surface. Withdraw the film to the bottom of the tube and gather together to form a temporary block to trap any loose dirt or dust. Introduce the elbow into the tube and push until the edge of the starter tube is in contact with the crimp on the elbow and roughly lined up with the tube below. Using a 3mm drill, make a pilot hole in the overlapping edges and secure in place with the self-tapping screws provided. The joint should now be sealed with the supplied adhesive tape. Ensure the joint is completely covered. Reach into the elbow and peel back the film to form a temporary dust block as before. Mark the center position for the lower elbow using the template. Fix the Sunscoop between joists, making sure there's no danger of fouling electrical cabling or pipework. Piercing the ceiling through the centre of the template will enable the required area to be marked out, then removed using a coping saw. Remove any dust or debris and lower the bottom elbow into the hole, roughly aligning it with the upper tube. The elbow has prefixed clips, which will temporarily support it over the hole. Fit retention clips to the bottom edge of the lower elbow, taking care not to obstruct the fixing rivets of the ceiling brackets. Measure the distance required for the intermediate tube. If necessary, the tube can be cut down. The tubes have a crimped edge at the top, and the length required should be measured from this edge, plus an additional 40 mm, which will allow for the overlap. Once the cut length has been determined, the end of the tube can be cut using tin snips. Care must be taken at this point, as the cut edges will be extremely sharp. Join the seams of the intermediate tube by interlocking the pre-punched tabs to make a complete cylinder, and then completely seal the outside of the seam using the supplied adhesive tape. After fully removing the protective film from the elbow, introduce the intermediate tube. Drill 3 mm pilot holes in the tubing and secure the tubes with self-tapping screws. Adhesive tape should then be used to completely seal the joints. The protective film should be removed from the intermediate tube and also from the lower elbow before using the same procedure to join the intermediate tube to the lower elbow. Offer up the diffuser so that the inside face is recessed into the elbow tube. Rotate the diffuser until the pre-drilled holes line up with the 4 support clips on the bottom edge of the tube. Using the holes in the diffuser as a guide, drill small pilot holes up through the ceiling and into the 4 support clips. Remove the diffuser and clear any dust or debris from the diffuser and tube. A length of 6 mm by 6 mm strip can now be applied to the flange of the diffuser, pressing it firmly into the diffuser shoulder. The remaining protective film can now be removed, and a length of 13 by 4.5 mm adhesive foam strip can be attached to the reflective surface on the inside of the bottom elbow. The diffuser can then be fitted and securely attached using self-tapping screws. Finally, the diffuser cover ring can be fitted. Ensure all joints are taped using the supplied fixing tape. Ensure the Sunscoop system is fully insulated using Glidevale tube insulation. Gloves should be worn as cut edges can be very sharp.